Ooh, what is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is dannyphantump. I'm in a really good mood. I really am just in a really good mood. I love this time of the year. I love what Pokemon has done over the past year. I talked yesterday in yesterday's video. I asked you guys, so if you have an answer, definitely let me know in the comment section down below how you feel Pokemon has done this year. And some people said they did bangers all year long. Some people said it was kind of mid. In my own personal opinion, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. There were so many great releases. Me personally, I actually really enjoy the Scarlet and Violet generation. So Scarlet and Violet base is not that bad to me. First of all, we started out the year with Crown Zenith, which was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, they printed it a lot, but who cares? Because the card artworks are just absolutely amazing. And the more times you pull it, I just, every time I pull something, it's honestly like, this is so cool. Like, it just looks so good. And then the release of Scarlet and Violet base, I really enjoyed that. The pull rate started improving. Chase cards were a little bit easier to get. And I know we associate values with a lot of things, and that's great. I think it's important to make sure you get the most bang for your buck. But like we've said so many times, don't only focus on value, because that's really just going to ruin the fun for the hobby. There's so much more fun that you can create with these cards than monetary things. So as we moved on, Paldea Evolved, probably my favorite set of the entire year. I love Paldea Evolved. I know not everybody's like that, and that's fair, but I really love the illustration rares, the special illustration rares, the competitive play. There's so many cards in Paldea Evolved that are absolutely amazing. Jet Energy, Iono, Reversal Energy, Bravery Charm. Like, there's so many different cards that matter and that impact the competitive field. It's crazy. Obsidian Flames, that was kind of a downer for me. I wasn't so, like, Obsidian Flames was really cool to look at when it first came out. The illustration rares were fantastic. I'm not the biggest Charizard fan in the world. Charizard's fine. I have no problem with Charizard, but I'm not like, oh my goodness, another Charizard. It was okay. It was just an okay set for me. Paradox Rift, I absolutely loved. I thought it was amazing. The artwork on all those cards were so good. Scarlet and Violet 151. Wow, we're going to talk about Scarlet and Violet 151. I can't get enough of Scarlet and Violet 151. And I know pull rates are rough. I know pull rates aren't as fun. But have you guys looked at all the cards in Scarlet and Violet 151? Like, all the cards. Like, not just the Charizard Special Illustration Rare and the Blastoise. Those are great. But the artwork all over the place. The commons, the uncommons, the holo rares. Like, there's so many good artworks in Scarlet and Violet 151. It's such a great set. It's fun to open. It throws back so many nostalgic memories. But in general, it's just a very enjoyable set. So it has me very encouraged and very excited about 2024. Now, Paldean Fates, the jury's still out on that one for me. I don't know what to expect from Paldean Fates. Looking at the pull rates from Shiny Treasures EX doesn't look great. I assume they'll be a little bit better for Paldean Fates. I just wish they would have done more. Like, what we need. We need a video just talking about what we need. Pokemon just needs to watch what we need. We need, I would love tag teams to come back. I would love shiny tag teams to make an appearance. Shiny alternate arts to make an appearance. And they kind of did that, right? With shiny special illustration rares, but there's only like 5. There's barely any of them. So progressing and moving the ball forward would be great. Moving the needle forward. And then we need a Gen 2 throwback. Like, we need a Gen 2 throwback. It's great. I love the 151. The OG is fantastic. But really, Gen 2? I loved Gen 2. Like, all the Neo eras, like, I think we really need to we need a Gen 2 throwback. You can let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now that I've rambled for 3.5 minutes and talked about absolutely nothing involved in the actual video, we're going to talk about 151 today. Hope you enjoy the content. If you do, hit that subscribe button down below. Go to your grandma's house, hit the subscribe button on her computer, and then also your pet. If you have a goldfish nowadays have cell phones, so take their cell phone, subscribe to Fanny Dantump on YouTube. Anyways, we're going to talk about 151 because 151 is a lot of fun to open, and I've just talked about that. And sometimes you just want to open cards, right? You just want to open cards. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to open up 151, or should you be focusing on singles? Now, I am of the firm belief that if you want to open up Pokemon cards, as long as you're making good financial decisions on doing so, you should do it. But the best thing you could possibly do is find the best price per pack to kind of tilt the things in, tilt the game in your favor a little bit, tilt the hobby in your favor. Don't just go to the store, don't just pay MSRP for something. Look around, shop around, make sure you're getting something from legitimate sources, legitimate card stores, legitimate card shops, legitimate online places. Don't overspend. Like, that's the worst thing you could possibly do. And if we look, so we talked about TikTok a few weeks ago, and if you're not a TikTok fan, I don't blame you. I'm not a TikTok fan, and I don't like shopping on TikTok. I've only bought one thing on TikTok, TikTok, and that was specifically for a video that we already recorded. But there are some really good deals on TikTok still, especially if you're a first-time buyer, that you can get from legitimate stores. So we've talked about Forge and Fire Gaming before. We've talked about them on this channel. We talked about their website before. You can go directly to their website and buy something if you would prefer doing that. But then you don't get this 15% off coupon that TikTok just throws at you. They just throw it at you, and they cover that. They just like, hey, let's just give 15% off. We'll cover it. We'll cover it because we want to expand our platform. So you can get an ultra premium collection from $151 for $71.37. Obviously, that doesn't cover shipping. That doesn't cover taxes. So you're probably looking at like $85 or so. But it still breaks it down to what, $5 a booster pack. You want to bring down that price per booster pack as far as you possibly can. That's why the booster bundles are so popular, because you just get booster packs. You're looking at like $4.50 per booster pack. So you want to bring that price down as low as you possibly can, and you want to make sure you're getting it from legitimate sources like Forge and Fire Gaming, for example. So this is a good one right here. Another one that I kind of just took a snip of quickly is Card Shop Live. Card Shop Live has Elite Trainer boxes for $44.99. You add that 15% off coupon in there, that takes down $6.75 even more. That means your total is $38.24. Obviously, again, you still have to factor in shipping and taxes, so that could be different. It might not be worth it, but there are deals out there in Card Shop Live. A good one. Here's one you don't want to buy. This one right here, $34.55, sold by Lee Shopping. Shopping with one P. So not even a full shopping experience, just a part of a shop. What? I didn't even notice that before. 1P in shopping. That's not right, right? That's wrong, right? $34.55. It's got one review. Somebody bought it. Did not deliver, provided fake tracking info. If $34.55, that's not even including the 15% discount. So if it is too good to be, or if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Don't make silly decisions when it comes to buying. Don't get ripped off. Don't get scammed. Make sure you stick with legitimate sources. Look up reviews, things like that. Yeah, I'm sure if you went to Google and typed in Lee Shopping with the 1P, they would probably say don't do it, or there wouldn't be anything really good as far as reviews go. So just be really careful when it comes to what you're buying. Look around. As we get closer and closer to the holiday season or to Christmas, you might find more deals. There might be more deals out there. Target just had a restock on booster bundles a couple days ago. A lot of people had success stories buying on Target.com. Which is really, really good. We're going to talk about at what point opening up Scarlet and Violet 151, what price point makes the most sense. And this is what we do. We talk about fun cost. We talk about values associated with each pull, and then we analyze the pull rates. And then we say, okay, here's the expected value you can get from Scarlet and Violet 151. So in this specific video, we're going to look at a booster box sample of Scarlet and Violet 151. So how much value you can expect to get out of 36 booster packs of Scarlet and Violet 151, which would be the equivalency of 4 Elite Trainer boxes. So if you bought 4 Elite Trainer boxes, there's 9 packs per box. That's 36 packs. That's a booster box sample size. What value can you expect to get out of there from opening? Not saying you're going to go around and sell it right away, but saying you might want to look at what value you can expect to pull from it. So we spent a lot of time talking about these double rares right here. The ancillary pulls, the pulls that you pull more frequently, that's what really matters. And Scarlet and Violet 151 is a really strong set because it does have the hollow energies, which have a little bit of value associated with them, but also the reverse hollows in general, especially the rares, and especially Nidoran for some reason. Nidoran, the reverse hollow, apparently it's just very difficult to pull because those sell for a few dollars a piece. If you haven't looked through your reverse hollows from Scarlet and Violet 151, you've just got them sitting in a bulk box. Maybe pull them out. Maybe start trading them off. A lot of people are collecting master sets for Scarlet and Violet 151 because it's such an awesome set. So you can definitely take advantage of a lot of those extras, a lot of those duplicates that you might have to kind of shore up your master set. But if we look at the cards that are a little bit easier to pull, the double rares right here, not a whole lot that stands out, right? Like a lot of them are just basically bulk pricing. Venusaur is at $2. You have the Charizard EX, which Charizard always sells for a little bit more, but Charizard EX is up to $5 right now. So a regular Charizard EX sells for about $5. Blastoise EX at $3. Everything else is $2, including the Zapdos EX. I forgot to update that one. So Zapdos EX, that one is only $2 right now. And the Mew EX sells for $7. The Mew EX is very playable. A lot of people use it for competitive decks. So that's why, despite the fact that it has a million printings in it, that's why that one's a little bit more expensive. So $7 for that one. If we look at the ultra rares, and we'll try and go through these fairly quickly here. The pull rates that you see, the quantity listed, that's the amount that we pulled out of the sample size that we kind of documented when it came to opening up Scarlet and Violet 151. But a lot of kind of double-digit prices when it comes to these full arts. The full art's very, very cool. I love the outline on them, the texturing on them. Very, very good looking cards. I love the full arts. I love the way that they're progressing with full arts. I think it's fantastic. Venusaur EX is currently at $17. The Charizard EX continues to climb. That one's selling for $37 right now. The full art Blastoise EX is at $21. Remember, these are just full arts. These are not special illustration rares or anything like that. These are just the full art cards that you might pull. Even Arbok EX is at $9. Ninetales EX has moved up to $13. The full art Wigglytuff is at $9. Alakazam EX is at $12. You've got 9 on Alakazam, or 9 on Golem, 9 on Kangaskhan, and 9 on Jinx. The Zapdos EX full art is $13. The full art Mew currently selling for $20. And then we look at some of the full art supporters here. Fairly cheap. Bill's Transfer is only at $6. Daisy's Help is at $6. Giovanni's Charisma is at $7. And then Erica's Invitation is currently at $13. But very impressive if you look at the value and how well Scarlet and Violet 151 is continuing to hold when your cheapest full art Pokemon is $9. If you look at full art Pokemon and other sets, pretty much all of them, unless it's a super playable card, a super competitive card, they're all selling for like $2, $3, maybe $4 at the most. Very interesting. So Scarlet and Violet 151 definitely did something right when it came to those full arts. If we look at the illustration rares, a lot of these doing really, really well. Illustration rares not super easy to pull, and we'll look at the pull rates in a minute here, but not super easy to pull, making their value kind of stick pretty high. If you look at the Bulbasaur right here, that one is currently sitting at $23. When the set released opening day, Bulbasaur was only selling for about $10. So this one's over doubled in price, $23 currently. Ivysaur selling for $17. Charmander $32. Charmeleon is at $23. Squirtle's at $26. Wartortle is at $21. Caterpie's at $8. Pikachu's at $22. Nidoking's at $8. Psyduck is at $10. We only pulled 4 Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl is a little bit difficult to pull. That one's selling for $11. Machoke is at $6. Tangela is at $7. Mr. Mime, we only pulled 2 of those. That one's currently selling for $7. Ammonite selling for $7. And Dragonair has moved all the way up to $17. That one started out at like $6 or so. Opening day was very, very cheap. If we look at the special illustration rares, these ones are pretty expensive. The Charizard EX, obviously the cream of the crop, that one's selling for $121 right now. It did drop a little bit over the past week. It was selling for about $135, so it has fallen a little bit. But as more and more product gets open, you're going to expect that to happen, especially with people trading off, selling off duplicates and things like that. Venusaur EX selling for $47. Blastoise EX is currently at $50. Alakazam EX is at $25. Zapdos EX is at $42. Erica's Invitation is at $25, and Giovanni's Charisma is at $13. If we look at the hyper rare, the gold cards, very, very cheap. Even the Mew EX, a very competitive card. This one's only selling for $10. The Switch, also a competitive card, but it's been printed so many times, and a lot of people just will use the basic card of it instead. $4 for that one. And then the Psychic Energy, Secret Rare Psychic Energy, or Secret Rare Energies in general, just not performing very well. They've been printed so much. That one's currently at $6. So if we break it all down and we look at pull rates and then we average the values together, we can get an expected amount of value on average that we should get out of 36 booster packs of Scarlet and Violet 151. So we personally opened up 1,692 packs of Scarlet and Violet 151. It takes about 3 packs in order to get a hit, whether it be a double rare, an ultra rare, a special illustrator, any of the hits. It takes at least 3 packs typically. Your average packs for a double rare is about 1 out of every 7. That means in a booster box sample size, you should get 5.28 double rares per 36 packs at an average value of $3 per regular art. So you might have one that's a little bit more expensive, like the Mew or the Charizard, but for the most part, most of them are going to be around $2. That means your average total value out of your 36 packs, you should get about $15.83 worth of value from those double rares. If you look at your full arts, your ultra rares, it takes a little bit over 17 packs to pull one. That means out of a booster box sample size, you're only going to pull about 2.09 at an average value of $12.84 per ultra rare. That means on average, your booster box should have about $26.77 worth of value when it comes to those full arts. Your illustration rares, 1 out of every 13 packs, so a little bit easier to pull than those ultra rares. 13.22 packs means 1 out of every, you get 2.72 out of a booster box sample size. So you might get 3 if you open up 36 packs. You might get 2, somewhere in between there. Average value on those is $16.20. You might pull one that's better, like the Charmander. You might pull one that's worse, like the Tangela. Kind of an average right there. So that means on average, since you're pulling 2.72 per box, you're going to get $44.12 on average out of your 36 packs booster box of Scarlet and Violet 151. If you look at the special special illustration rares, this number is skewed a little bit by that Charizard. You're getting 1 out of every 33 packs, so much worse than what we saw from Paldea Evolved, from Scarlet and Violet Base. Only 1.09 per booster box. That means you're not getting many. You're not getting as many as you did in previous sets. But $39.24 is the average value for those. That means on average your booster box should have about $42.58 worth of value when it comes to the special illustration rares. And then your packs per hyper rare, 1 out of every 48 packs. But these are relatively cheap compared to the other ones. Your average value is only $6.46 for those 3 cards. Means you're getting about $4.81 of average value per booster box sample size. Average hits per ETB, you're getting 9 packs in your ETB. That means you'll probably get about 3 hits in your ETB. Unfortunately, you might have an ETB that only gets you 2, or it might even only get you 1, but you might have ETBs that get you 4 or 5. But on average, you're looking at about 3 per booster box. I'm going to see if I can blow this up a little bit more here, as long as it's not going to mess things up, so you can see here the graph. $5.64 is the current market price for booster packs of Scarlet and Violet 151. It has started trending downward as more and more product hits the open market, but that's why we talked before about making sure you bring that price per pack down as low as you possibly can. Obviously, booster bundles make a huge do. If you add up your average values right here, so your average values per booster box, if you're opening up 36 packs, on average your hits are going to provide you about $134.11. $134.11. Then your ancillary value per 36 packs, I put that at $20. That might be a little bit low. You still have grabbers that are about $1. You have the hollow energies, which are 50 cents to $1, and then some of the reverse hollows, especially the rares, sell for $1 or $2 or even $3 if you're like a Nidoran for some reason. Total value for booster box, if you add the ancillary value in there, you're looking at about $154.11 on average for your pulls. Your cost of a booster box via packs, if we just took this $5.64 market price for booster packs, is about $203.04. That means your fun cost for opening this up would be $48.93. You should be expected to lose on average about $48.93. But as you bring this number down, let's say it's $4.50 per pack, obviously that number comes down a little bit. You're only looking at about $160, $170 in packs. Your fun cost is only about $10. Would you spend $10 to open up 36 booster packs of Scarlet and Violet 151? Yeah, probably. It's not bad at all. Cost of booster box via ETBs, your average market price right now for Elite Trainer boxes is $50.89. That means if you bought 4 of them, you would be paying $203.56. Your fun cost would be $49.45 because you would be expected to pull on average $154.11. Obviously, there's the gambling side of things. You could pull a Charizard, you could pull 2 Charizards, and that would bring your fun cost way up. But definitely something to understand, weigh the risk versus the reward. How much is it worth to you to have some fun opening up 36 packs of Scarlet and Violet 151? This kind of breaks down all the numbers for you, so you can kind of make that decision on your collection budget. And if it's something where you're like, no, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, maybe you take that $200 and you invest it in singles instead, and you start shoring up your master set by buying a bunch of these illustration rares, or maybe a couple of the special illustration rares. You can get all the hyper rares for fairly cheap, so you can add a lot of those cards to your collection. Especially if you look at the pull rates, they're not very attractive the way it is. But if you want to open packs and have fun looking at all the artworks, by all means, like, go nuts. This is the fun cost that you should be expected to spend and lose that's associated with opening it. So I hope you find that information valuable. If you do, like I said, please hit that subscribe button down below, share the video, leave a like, leave a comment, take care of those goldfish. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. I really appreciate you guys. I'll be back in a couple days, hopefully with another banger. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.